So guess what? We did it. We reached 5,000 followers on this YouTube channel. Congratulations to all of us. I'm really happy to have gotten to that milestone. I noticed for a few weeks now that we were getting closer and closer to that number, and it's kind of an arbitrary number, but it's a nice whole number, and I thought it would be great if we could reach 5,000 by New Year. And it's a few days before New Year, and as of this morning, there are 5,000 followers. Thank you so much for following the channel, for engaging with the videos. I've said this so many times, but I get so much from that. So much enjoyment, and it makes me want to just keep making more videos. I know that 5,000 compared to some other channels is nothing. And there are faster ways to grow a YouTube channel. I could be much more racy and controversial and titillating. That seems to work for the algorithm, but I wouldn't know how to be like that even if I tried. So I'm just going to be myself, which is a little bit slower and quiet. And if you appreciate it, thank you so much. I think we must be of a similar mind. This feels good, starting 2026 like this. And pretty soon, actually, it'll be exactly 1 year that I started the channel. So I'll do something nice for that, to mark that occasion. And let's make it an amazing year. And if it's okay with you, I'm just going to keep on talking and show you the things that get me excited. These are little hands made out of chocolate. We got them when we visited the Dries Van Noten boutique yesterday. We were talking to our friend who works there, and as we were about to leave, he said, "Oh, take some of these chocolates." They're from Antwerp, where Dries Van Noten is from and is based. And I think it says on here in Dutch or Flemish, Antwerp hands. Voila. They're so cute. I don't even know if I'm going to eat them, but I probably will because I like chocolate a lot. Before going to the Dries boutique, I started the day off at CVS because I needed to get a few things. And I had a 30% coupon on my phone. I'm really into the whole CVS coupon thing. I mean, I wouldn't dream of buying something there unless I had one of these coupons because, you know, just think of the money that you save. So as soon as I got this coupon, the best ones are when you get the 40% off. But 30% is fine, and I needed some things like some face wash and contact lens solution. So I went to CVS. I remember talking to my friend Susanna about the coupon thing, and she's like, "Oh my God, no, the coupons. Like, I'm so into it." She even has the CVS app so that she can stay on top of her coupons. Like, that's so cool. I'm finding out that there's a lot of us who obsess over CVS coupons. So while I was there, I also happened to notice Maha cologne and soap. This is a very, very old school Spanish soap. I love the way it looks. It smells great. And I was so tempted to get the soaps. And I still might, but right now I don't need soap. They had shower gel. They had Maha shower gel. So cool. I love the look of it. And I do need shower gel, but I don't know if this is the look I want to have in my tote bag when I go swimming at LA Fitness. But I was really excited to see it there. I don't think they have this in all CVS's, but in my local one, they did. So I've been looking forward to coming out, walking around and wearing this coat. And I thought today was going to be cold enough. It's not really. In the sun, it's actually very hot. But in the shade, it's actually kind of comfortable. I had this idea. I just saw this film that was fantastic. It's called The History of Sound. You should watch it. Very sad, very beautiful, about love that cannot be. One of my favorite topics. Anyway, it was wonderful. And aside from the storyline and the amazing acting from Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal, was the styling. The clothes were so beautiful. It takes place in 1917 through the 1920s. And just the way they were dressed really inspired me. So I wanted to do that kind of a look. So I thought, this shirt, this coat, you know, I want to kind of channel that. Doesn't really fit in with the rest of LA right now because a lot of people just like to wear athleisure, but I don't want to go there. So I really wanted a drinking chocolate. You know, I've been talking about this for several weeks now, but we didn't want to drive all the way out to Italy. So we're in Silver Lake. We went to Erewhon, and they had a bone broth hot chocolate, but no drinking chocolate. I opted out, and instead I just got a chocolate chip cookie. But you, Brennan, got the bone broth. What do you think?
This has to be the most Los Angeles hot chocolate I've ever come across.
Why do you say that?
It's because it's made with bone broth. No, it's decent.
Yeah.
I had to try it just for the sake of it. $11, kind of expensive, but I mean, what you'd expect from Erewhon.
I mean, that's very Erewhon, right? Yeah.
So
So
good. It's festive.
how was Wisconsin?
Wisconsin was good. It was not as cold as it could have been. I think they got a lot of snow before I got there, and it was kind of melting. So
Oh, but was it a white Christmas?
white-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, white-ish.
Slush-ish?
No, the streets were clean, which is nice.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're back.
Happy to be back.
Let's go and look at some flowers.
Okay.
I thought we could look at some flowers, but they seem closed. Let's peek through the window.
Look at that arrangement. Got it for you. Oh, you're getting to.
Remember a month ago we were over there? Looks like they beat us to the flower market. They got the mimosa. This is nice. You know what? This display would be so good with my Arch of Hadrian.
So sick.
Let's see if it's for sale. It's a great idea for the perfume bottle. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is the last of the pignon logs that I got last year. Remember on our first date, they had pignon incense in the bar? It smelled good.
At El Prado.
Yeah.
Now they sell hot dogs.
That's true, but we haven't been there in how long?
I know, it's been a while.
I don't even know if they still sell hot dogs.
Maybe they burn hot dog incense.
Hot dog incense. They play vinyl records, which I always loved. And they always had big interesting flower arrangements on the counter. And the back of the bar was all mirrored. They would write on the mirror all the different wines and beers that they had. And then the mirror would reflect the big flower arrangements. I love that.
Is it catching fire?
I think it's catching now.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone made a comment, which was really sweet, saying, I like how you guys live intentionally and have a curated life and have so much art and beautiful things around. And I want to do that. I want that to be more in my life, but I don't know how to start. And I said, I'm going to think about that and come up with some pointers. So far, I only have 2 pointers. One is, you should get flowers. I think just having fresh flowers in the house once a week really makes a big difference.
That's true. I mean, you could just go to Trader Joe's. They usually have a decent selection.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything too extravagant. And you can come up with something
You can just get
decent.
some carnations at the supermarket, but look for a good vase or something to put them in so that they just look nice. I'm scared that the fire's going to go out.
You want to throw another fire starter in there?
I might have to do that.
Don't you have them right here?
No, I put them back there.
Oh, no. Quickly.
You know what I think it needs is oxygen.
Is the wood wet from the rain?
A little bit, yeah. That's not
maybe
helping.
why.
Yeah. Would you hold this
Oxygen.
for a sec?
Do we need to breathe on it? Wait, no, that's carbon dioxide.
See, I think it just needs a little bit of a jiggle.
Okay. Sometimes Larry likes a little jiggle.
Yeah. He's pretty jiggly. My other tip or pointer would be clean your house. I actually read that in a magazine years ago. Some like fancy designer or something, they asked her, what's the most luxurious thing you can have in your house? And she said, well, having it be clean. And I agree. Like when things are tidy, then you can just see things better.
Yeah, yeah. And if you can stay on top of clutter, I feel like that's helpful to have a clear mind.
It's not easy. I mean, what the viewers of this channel don't know is I have areas that are so messed up.
He does. We'll do a behind the scenes tour when Steve's not looking.
Like tour of my car, for instance.
Or in your laundry room and the spare bedroom.
Yeah. What do you think? I think most people would agree that you're a pretty cultured, artistic guy.
Oh, then I've successfully fooled them. No, I think one thing for me is to, whatever you bring into your house, like, do it intentionally and collect things over time.
Yeah.
I guess, like, well, for example, I moved here from Minneapolis, and I moved here with 2 suitcases and got rid of everything that I owned. And so anything that I picked up, I wanted to make sure that it was a necessity or something that was a thing of beauty, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And the fire went out.
Yeah.
We're not very good at this.
We're not.
Well, it has been really wet lately, so I'm wondering if that's why we got a lot
That's
of
why
white
there's
smoke.
so much smoke is coming out, yeah.
Either the wood is wet or we've elected a new pope.
So last night, the fire we were trying to build in the chiminea did go out. I mean, the odds were against us. It had been so rainy in the past week, so the chiminea itself was wet. Water soaked into the terracotta. And even though the kindling is old and was under the overhang of a roof, I thought it'd be nice and dry, but it was damp. So whatever. We did get a few minutes of flames, and that was nice. You know that song, We Didn't Start the Fire? It's about us. So the other night, Brennan came back from Wisconsin. He was visiting his family, and he brought back some treasures from the state. As you know, Wisconsin is known for cheese. So he went to a cheese castle, and he got curds. This is really exciting for me because we love to eat poutine. And for proper poutine, you need to have curds, but I don't know where to get them in Los Angeles. So he always brings back a couple of bags from Wisconsin, as well as spotted cow beer, which is specialty of that area of Wisconsin. So that was exciting. I always enjoy these Midwestern treats. Normally when we make poutine, I just chop up some potatoes and put them in the air fryer. And then for a long time, Trader Joe's had a pot roast that was already cooked. So you just warmed it up, shred the beef a little bit, and it had the most delicious gravy. And that would go on the potatoes and either put some cheese on top or, if you have them, curds. But I haven't seen that pot roast in a long time. So I don't know whether Trader Joe's just decided to not do that. They're really good at that, at getting you hooked on a product and then taking it away from you. And that's exactly what they did. So we were trying to find other options, and this chicken mole caught my eye in the freezer section. And I thought, let's do that. That way we can have a poutine that celebrates both borders, the Mexican and Canadian. And I can tell you, it was so good. It was so delicious. Who needs pot roast? We'll definitely be doing that again. Now, all that talk last night in front of the fire about how to live a more artful life that's more curated. I mean, I barely know what I'm talking about here. I know some people who are so put together, and I just feel like a schlub around some of them. When I first moved to LA, I had a friend, and he was another artist, and he just had the best sense of clothes and design and music and everything. And I really looked up to him for that. I remember going to the Hollywood Farmers Market, and I just had shorts and like grubby sneakers on and some like t-shirt with holes. And he was with his girlfriend, and he had this like cool jacket, and he had like a cool bag filled with cool produce. And I'm like, how come I'm so sloppy compared to this guy? But you know what? I gotta live my life. There are just certain things that I'm strict about, like keeping a tidy living room and bedroom. I could never leave for the day with my bed unmade. That's unthinkable. Or have dishes in the sink. Unthinkable. So on those things, I'm really strict. But other things, whatever. I have a job. I've got a life, so I can only do so much. But I did mean it when I was talking about how I think it's a good idea for everyone to just have fresh flowers in the house. It really makes a difference, especially if they're seasonal. Just kind of helps you appreciate the time of year. So these are the same kind of roses that I had in this vase last week, and there were a lot of nice comments about that because they're incredible roses. But those have already withered. Right outside the front porch are more roses in bloom. Like I said, we got so much rain, so all the roses right now are going crazy. And these are David Austin's. They smell so, so incredible. A bit like geranium, definitely a lot of citronella in that smell. But then this morning, I asked Brennan if he wanted to go to the flower market with me. So we went to the flower market, mostly because my friend David told me that he was there recently and it was overflowing with mimosa. And that's so exciting for me. I've always had this great love for mimosa flowers. When I got to college, I never smelled or witnessed mimosa in real life. Obviously, we didn't have that in Pennsylvania where I grew up. And I remember talking to a friend who was in my French class, and she was talking about being in the south of France when mimosa was in bloom. And I just thought that was the most incredible sounding thing one could ever do. At that point, I'd never been to Europe. I'd studied French for several years, but I'd never been to France. So it was just this dream. Can you imagine this place that smells of mimosa in the air? incredible. I just thought everything would feel like an impressionist painting. When we got to the flower market, it was a little bit late for the market, so a lot of stalls had already closed up. And I didn't see a lot of mimosa, but I did see some, and that's what's important. And of course I got it. There were also these magnolia branches, and I thought they would look so nice in the living room. I mean, pretty soon I will have to take down the Christmas tree. And I always find that kind of depressing. I mean, there's such a build-up to Christmas. And even though I'm in my 50s, I still have that weird childlike excitement for Christmas. And when it's done and you have to put everything away, it's sad. So I thought I can try to temper that feeling by having magnolia branches in bloom in the house. I mean, that's a pretty great thing. I wanted to speak about a perfume that really captures mimosa, but I'm realizing that I don't have any in my collection. There are some beautiful mimosa scents like Mimosa pour moi from L'Artisan Parfumeur, and there's a really beautiful mimosa from Amouage. It's just that beautiful, fluffy, I mean, mimosa smells the way it looks, fluffy and happy. So I thought I would take this out of my collection and put this on. This is Commune de Paris from Astier de Villatte. So beautifully fresh. It has really all the makings of a classic eau de cologne. So neroli and citrus. I feel like there's a touch of lavender in here too. But there's something clean, cold, and slightly fluffy in this scent as well. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah, I wanted something fresh. I think it's important to start the new year off like that, and this is definitely that. Another thing that we talked about last night about giving pointers of having a more artistic, curated life, and I said clean your house, and that's so important. And when I'm in the house during the day, the daylight just illuminates everything. I realize I need to do a deep clean of this place. And I'm actually taking a few days off from work after the 1st of January, mostly to do that. I really want to get the house in order so that I feel prepared for a new year. There are a lot of things I want to do this year. As you know, I'm working on developing my own perfume that's going to be called Steve by Steven, and that's in the works. I'm going to give you more information about that as we go along. Obviously, I want to do more of these videos because I find that if I have something to focus on, something creative, it makes me happy. And hopefully this year I would like to put some of my music together into a cohesive package so that it's curated and ready to listen to. So that's definitely something I would like for 2026. It's really important for me to think about these things and talk about them and talk about the world that I want to be in, because I feel we all need to protect ourselves from the slop. There's so much garbage and literally slop that feeds our minds all the time. So much senseless noise. And I don't want that seeping into my life. So that means we have to create something else, an alternative to that. Even if it just means having a nice flower that smells like citronella on the table as you talk with friends. Much like I'm doing right now. Thank you so much for making it to 5,000 with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time. That's so our neighborhood. A random scream.